So in our society there are so many problems. This is just one of the problems. And when I was coming here today, I was thinking about how can this happen? How can we have a situation whereby a seemingly unlimited number of people that were never invited, that were never wanted, could just be housed at the expense of the taxpayer of this country, whilst at the same time British people were ignored, British people suffered, any number of homeless people, homeless veterans, and even when you think about people like the Gurkhas being abandoned, and yet meanwhile the seeming dregs of the world are given everything. How could this happen?
And we stand in solidarity with all refugees. All refugees. Not just the ones that Tory likes, not the blue-eyed and blonde-haired refugees, the ones that come in planes. We stand in solidarity with all refugees in small boats, the boats that Suella Braverman and the Tories hate so much.
As you can see here, we are witnessing two very different type of people with very different ideologies. Now, what I'm here to tell you all is I think we should all be equal. I think we should all have fairness in this world. I believe each side has very valid reasons to feel how they feel. However, this isn't the way they should be doing it. This is all to be blamed on Theresa May, and this is all to be blamed on the Conservative Party.
So, can you tell me why you're here today? Anybody like just your glasses are falling off? Can you tell me why you're here today? Can you tell me why you're here today? It's like talking to a policeman, no comment.
Should have brought some popcorn, I was just thinking.
It's quite convenient, there's parking, there's food, there's a toilet. As working conditions go, I've seen that work.
These people are not here for an ideological battle, because they do not represent an ideology. What they represent is a conglomeration of society's parasites. People who do little but take everything.
It's actually beating limitations, but I know there's a big concern about groups of men coming in dinghies, whether they actually
They're all men. Where's the women and kids? It's 90% young men. And there's a side of fighting in the war.
Well, that's a fair comment. Do you think the government's doing enough?
No, because you'd stop.
They need to be on their side.
Stop the dinghies where they are, push him back, and that's enough. We don't want them here. I don't want to pay for them. Why should I pay for them? I never voted for anybody to pay for illegal immigrants.
I've seen a post on social media saying that some buses coming from Sheffield with a group of people who are going to pretend to be in Zone B, and Zone A behind me is other people who oppose each other. Obviously you're here to be part of Zone A, I'm assuming, and these people who are going to Zone B, what advice can you give those people in Zone B?
Take them to their house and they pay for it.
The thing is, I don't get. I'm from Manvers.
Yeah.
All this hotel is full with migrants.
Yeah.
I know a couple of people, they're on their ass, they're freezing cold, there's a lake just down here.
Yeah.
And they're living down on the lake, freezing the bollocks off. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what I don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We have our own folks who are undeniably can sometimes take it a bit too far, but
Yeah.
I mean, for instance, PA, that's completely against our code of conduct, and we're trying to basically give people a better option to have a more professional and proper political view. And as I say, let's get rid of the silly views of the past of drinking a bunch of Stellas and stuff. Yet still quite a few of our chaps did get Antifas coming through and attacking them. And, well, we just want to have a peaceful protest. We don't want to
peaceful, all on the same page, Alex. So we'll walk you around when you're ready, and then there's police officers already around there. We'll get you into your designated zones and make sure everyone's safe.
Well, I hope as long as you guarantee our safety, it's a peaceful protest.
A designated zone.
I believe we do.
So why are you coming here now until tomorrow?
Because
there's no trouble here. We want a field. There's no trouble here. Why are you all
So the Chief Constable has signed up a notice under Section 14 of the Public Order Act 1986 based on her information and intelligence that there's likely to be serious disorder if the protests aren't managed properly. She's signed up that notice which says that people who are protesting, such as yourselves, need to go into a zone clearly identified over there where you can undertake your protest and we will make sure that everyone's safe.
Right, 1 minute,
so
people.
that's what we're asking.
Right, they want a riot. Let's go over there. They want us over there. Let's go over there.
But the police wanted them to come over here to keep them at that side, others at that side of the fence. But obviously they've chosen to go at the other side of the roundabout, so they're keeping well away from each other. So it's kind of sorted itself out. But the police said, "Oh, you've got to come over here." So I think the police are probably trying to aggravate things.
I'll conclude by asking a question. Who does this nation belong to? Us! Who will it always belong to? Us! Do not forget that, and make sure that those who wish to take it from you do not forget it either.
We want our country back! We want our country back!
So we had a situation a few weeks back where we had another meeting, a bit better actually. We actually had speakers, the whole 9 yards, and we stood there and we even had the police, officially organised stuff.
Yeah.
And then suddenly a group of about 20 Antifa came over and one tried to clock me in the face while I was just talking about like this. So I say we just want to have peaceful and proper protests. Fuck Antifa.
One thing I thought, do you think the government might actually like protests like this because it creates division and it contributes towards the hostile environment, and ultimately it might not achieve anything, whereas really we could process asylum seekers a lot quicker, send them back if they're not eligible. If it's taking a long time, let them work and pay their own way. Do you think this is really helping?
It's not, no, because if you look at the way we are in the society right now, we've got a lot of homelessness, and we've got food banks in England. England's the richest country in the world, and the EDL showing here basically what they are isn't great, and I think we should be more equal.
Because we have to make sure that the strikes and the fight against racism are brought together. It's one fight. We can't fight divided. We have to unite, and the only way we can do that is to take that argument into our unions, our workplaces, colleges, schools, everywhere we are, because the fight against racism will ultimately mean we can't win because we're divided. So we have to learn that lesson from history. And just want to say before I start asking people to come and speak, I've been around in Roland since the 1970s. We stopped them in 1976 when the National Front tried to march through the Asian area. We stopped them in the 80s and the BNP in the 90s, and we smashed the EDL when they tried to come about 8 years ago.